Wandering Winder back with more Dominion homework. This time I want to talk about Pageant and why opening it on a 3-4 or 4-3 can often be a strong play. Um, and in particular, it gives you a reasonable chance at hitting 5 twice. Not great, but better than double silver. So the exact math there, I think if I've calculated it right, is about 23.5%. 23.48 blah 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 48484848. So let's say 23.5%. And if you want to hit 6, this is where it really comes in. If you want to hit 6, then it's very good at being able to do that. As we'll see in a minute, you're over 90% to be able to hit 6 if you want to hit that on turns 3 or 4. And if you want to hit 7 or more, you're actually fairly likely to be able to do that. Not great, but about as likely as silver is to be able to hit 6. So you're 42.4%. But let's walk in, and I've exceeded Junk Dealer, Altar, and Forge just to have a 5, a 6, and a 7 here. But let's go ahead and start. I should note it doesn't matter whether you open Pageant Silver or Silver Pageant. Obviously, you can get other cards at some point too, although having one of them cost 3 is important so that you get a coffers. Okay, other cards maybe a little bit less so from the opening, but Pageant stands in for your second card basically. Anyway, so Pageant Silver, I get the coffers on the silver turn. If I go silver here, Pageant, I get the coffers on whichever turn I have for. It doesn't really matter. Take the coffers, and there we go. So now here we hit 5. So if we want to hit 6, we just do that right now, right? We spend our coffers, we buy an altar. So with this opening setup, we have our 6 guaranteed. If we want to hit 5 twice, then we need, so there's 6 cards left here. It's 4 coppers and 2 estates. If we want to hit 5 twice, we can take a Junk Dealer here, and if one of the estates misses a shuffle, that's a 1 in 3 chance, then we're gonna hit 5 twice. So, well, it's easy enough to see the altar here, and it's a 1 in 3 chance, and we didn't make it. So that's where we are. Let's get another game to show some of the other luck that can happen. And okay, so here we hit 4. So this is an interesting spot. If we want to hit 5 twice, then we obviously need to spend our coffers here, and we can buy a 5. In that case, again, what are those last 6 cards? It's 2 estates, a silver, and 3 coppers. So again, we'd have a 1 in 3 chance of hitting 5 twice if we take the coffers. Now, if we want to hit 6 or 7, well, we can't hit 7. No, we can? Yeah, so there's 5 money left in the deck. If we buy a silver and take a coffers, then we, again, have a 1 in 3 chance of hitting 7 for Forge. And as long as the silver doesn't miss in that case, then we'll hit 6 for Altar, right? If we go silver here, then we have a 5-6 chance of hitting 6. So let's play it for the 6 or 7 first. Silver and coffers, and then I'm going to undo and look at this again. So here we hit 6, which is, I think the most likely thing is that a copper would have missed there. There's that 50-50 chance of that. Hitting 7, possible, and obviously then there's the 1 in 6 chance that the silver would have missed. If we undo, then we could see our chances at hitting 5. Again, we wouldn't have hit here. Hitting 5 twice and hitting 7 are going to happen at the same times, and it's just a matter of which you prefer. So let's get a few more games in here. Just try to demonstrate some of the other ways that things can go. So here we hit 2. So we could spend our coffers, get a silver, and we'd for sure hit at least 5 and probably 6, or we can get nothing and then we're for sure going to hit 7, possibly 8. So I think we get, obviously, need to use the money there to actually take the coffers. Now we hit 6. We could hit a province here. Obviously, that's pretty bad, but we get our 6, or we could get a forge and still have a coffers left over. So that's that kind of luck. That's not going to happen very often. Okay, so here's the case where we hit 4 again. And it's 4 with one estate. If it was silver, copper, copper, estate, estate, that's a little bit different because then um, there's only one estate left down here. So, and again, this is the same case as before. We could take silver, and then we're for sure hitting, I guess we're not for sure hitting 6. We're almost for sure hitting 6. Sometimes hitting 7. We can do this. And yeah, we hit 6 or 7. In this case, if we would have spent the coffers, we could have hit 5 twice. So this is the good draw because an estate missed. Um, okay, so again, here we hit 5. And it's the same kind of deal as before. We can try to hit 5, 5. We can hit 6. This draw, we can't hit 7. I should note, if we hit 6 here, then we could still have a chance at 5, 5. In fact, we'd have a better chance at 5, 5, because what we do is we spend our 6, we buy our 5, and then we recoup a copper, or a coffers, excuse me. So we would have 2 coffers, and then there's 3 estates down here. There would be 3 estates and 3 coppers. And so it's 50-50 whether we'd hit 5 again, because it's just dependent on whether estate or copper is the bottom card. So if you hit 6 on turn 3, which isn't super likely but happens sometimes, then you're 50-50 to be able to get double 5. Obviously, you can also hit 7, you can hit 6, you can do, whatever you want. Anyway, hopefully this shows you somewhat the power of Pageant in being able to hit 5 twice, 23% of the time, being able to hit 6 over 90% of the time, and being able to hit 7 uh, 42% of the time or something. Just want to go for one more thing, and that is to say that if it's really, really important that you hit 6 for some reason, then on certain draws, if you would have 3 here, and again, I'm not going to keep redoing this so often that I eventually for sure hit 3, but if you'd have 3 here, you say have 3 coppers and 2 estates, then sometimes you're going to say, I'm going to just take a coffers, and that way you for sure will hit 6, because the worst, you have a silver, 4 coppers, and an estate left. The worst case is your silver misses the shuffle, in which case if you don't buy a silver, you don't buy anything, or you buy something that costs 2 or less, you have a second coffers, and even in the worst case you have 6 money. So that is something that you can do if that's what you're looking for. I'm going to play this as just Pageant for money, with the note that being able to get gold here is just pretty nice. And so the coffers helps you just hit a lot of golds very fast. And then you can start taking coffers in places like that. And I hit 9, so I could do that. Here I hit 7, so I'm going to take a coffers because it's too early for me to start blitzing out too much green, I think. Now I think I'm going to spend the coffers. Again, depending on what you need, you can do that there. That was turn 12. Wasn't particularly unusual draws. Turn 12, I have 4 provinces. Here I probably should just take a coffers if I'm trying to race down provinces. And we can see that I get 8 provinces on 19. So this is just Pageant as an enabler, and obviously usually you're going to be able to get something else. You hit 5 and you can get a 4, and save a coffers. You hit 6, and if a 5 is good enough, you get the 5 and save a coffers instead of getting the gold, or having 5, you don't spend the coffers to get the gold. So you can play with the coffers that way. The smoothing effect of Pageant is really helpful for these money kind of strategies. It's speeding you up. So Pageant is also good for money, but just the bigger point being the opening stuff. You can hit 6 very reliably. So if there is a good 6 that you want to get early, like Altar, is probably the big example, but there are others. There's a 6 you want to hit early, Pageant can help you get there. If there's a 7 you want to hit early, Pageant gives you a 42.4% chance of getting there on 3 or 4 on turns 3 or 4. So Inheritance or something. And even if you don't get there on turns 3 or 4, then you're very, very likely to be able to get there on, say, turn 5 or 6. I don't know the exact math on that because it depends a little bit on how you play, on whether you try to store more coffers or not. So, like for instance, you could guarantee it by turn 5. I think, right? If you open Pageant and then save a coffers, save a coffers. Like if you have a 4-3, you can Pageant and coffers, and you get another coffers. You get another coffers on turn 3. You get another coffers on turn 4, and then you have 3 coffers. And turn 5, you just need to have 4 money, or turn 6, uh, you know, you have it guaranteed basically. You're going to be able to hit that. You can also get a silver whenever you have 4, right? You can spend 3, get a silver, and still keep your coffers. So if inheritance is a thing, then maybe you can do some saving a lot of coffers thing. I think you probably should still get some silvers in terms of speeding you up. I haven't done the exact math on that. The point is, if you need to hit 2 5s, silver Pageant is a little bit better than silver there, or equivalent. You need to hit 6, then Pageant is basically the best chance that you're going to have. You're very likely to be able to hit 6. If you need to hit 7, you're reasonably likely, although not necessarily a favorite. Anyway, thanks for watching this video in the Dominion Homework series. And remember, until next time, gotta do your homework. It'll help you out.